Welcome back my YouTube channel Rare Coin Review. Today's video, we'll be exploring a fascinating and often overlooked piece of South African numismatic history, this coin 5-cent coin from the year 1993. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but it carries a unique historical context, symbolic design, and for certain rare versions, an incredible value. So let's dive deep into the story behind this small, yet significant coin. The 5-cent coin from South Africa's 1993 mintage came at a time of major political and economic transformation in the country. South Africa was on the brink of its first democratic elections, and 1993 was a transitional year both politically and economically. This broader historical context adds significant cultural weight to coins minted during this period. South Africa's currency system is based on the rand, introduced in 1961 to replace the South African pound. The 5-cent coin has long been a part of the lower denominations in circulation, and it features a range of designs over the decades. The 1993 version was part of the second decimal coin series and features design elements that reflect both the nation's natural heritage and its institutional continuity. The obverse of the 1993 5-cent coin bears the coat of arms of South Africa, a symbol of authority and identity. The coat of arms used in 1993 was the one that had been in place since 1910, featuring a shield with 4 quarters depicting various elements of South Africa's provinces and colonial history. It also includes a lion crest and the motto Ex Unitate Vires, meaning unity is strength, done on the reverse. The 5-cent coin showcases the image of a blue crane, South Africa's national bird. The blue crane is a symbol of grace, beauty, and survival. Its inclusion on the coin reflects the nation's appreciation of its natural wildlife and the need for conservation. The image is cleanly rendered, simple yet elegant, and makes this coin easily recognizable. The artist behind this graceful design was Willie Myburgh, a well-known South African engraver who worked on numerous coin and metal designs. His attention to detail and artistic approach are evident in the balance and clarity of the bird illustration on the reverse. The 1993 5-cent coin is made from bronze-plated steel. This change in composition from earlier years was part of a cost-saving measure by the South African Mint. The bronze plating gave the coin a more polished and durable finish. Although over time these coins can show signs of wear, tarnishing, or environmental damage, the coin weighs approximately 3 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. It has a smooth edge, unlike higher denominations which often feature reeded edges. While these dimensions may seem minor, they are critical for identification, especially when distinguishing between regular issues and rare varieties. The South African Mint produced millions of these coins in 1993, as they were intended for widespread circulation. However, not all 1993 5-cent coins are created equal. A very limited number of error coins were struck, and this is where collectors and rare coin hunters should pay close attention. Error coins can include a variety of mistakes during the minting process. For the 1993 5-cent, notable errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, and misaligned dies. In extremely rare cases, some coins were struck on incorrect planchets, or with missing details in the coat of arms. These error coins are what often fetch very high prices in collector markets. Among these rarities, there have been unconfirmed but heavily speculated reports of a specific 1993 5-cent error coin selling or being valued at close to $2 million. While these claims often raise eyebrows, the possibility of such value lies in extreme rarity combined with historical significance and collector demand. Only a handful of such coins would exist, if at all, and they would likely have unique minting errors, near-perfect condition, and verified provenance. For a coin to be worth $2 million, it must have more than just age or low denomination. It must be unique. If a 1993 5-cent coin shows a one-of-a-kind minting anomaly, and it's authenticated by top grading institutions like NGC or PCGS, then it becomes a truly rare collector's item. These are the types of coins that end up in elite auctions or private collections and are usually sold through specialized dealers or numismatic houses in typical conditions. However, a circulated 1993 5-cent coin, without any errors, is worth only its face value or a bit more to casual collectors, usually between 10 cents and a few dollars, depending on condition. Uncirculated or mint state versions may sell for a slightly higher premium, ranging from $5 to $1.20, to increase your chance of finding a valuable version of this coin. It's essential to inspect every 1993 5-cent you come across carefully. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the details, especially the edges, lettering, and the blue crane design. Any noticeable doubling, missing elements, or misalignment could indicate a rare minting error. Collectors also advise looking at the coin's color and weight. A significantly lighter or heavier coin could indicate a planchet error. Similarly, a coin that shows copper tones or unusual surface patterns may have undergone an unusual production process, further increasing its collectible value. Another way to evaluate your coin is to have it graded by a professional grading service. A certified grade increases both credibility and value, especially if you're considering selling or insuring the coin. Coins that are graded MS 65 or higher, meaning mint state with very minimal marks, are especially prized. While stories of million-dollar coins stir excitement, it's important to approach them with cautious optimism. The numismatic world is full of myths, but it's also full of surprises. A common-looking coin might indeed be a hidden gem, but verification is key. Never assume a coin's value without proper research and expert validation. In conclusion, this coin 1993 South African 5-cent coin history. This coin 1992 South Africa 2-cent coin, a coin that looks ordinary on the surface, but holds a hidden legacy and shocking value that has stunned collectors around the world. South African coinage has always been rich in symbolism and national identity. From its earliest days, the South African Mint produced coins that were not only practical in circulation, but also reflective of the country's culture, wildlife, and shifting political landscapes. The 2-cent coin, a small copper-plated steel coin, is a part of this deep and evolving narrative. The 1992 2-cent coin was minted during a particularly important time in South African history. The early 1990s marked the final years of apartheid, a system that had defined the country's political and social climate for decades. The winds of change were sweeping the nation, and 1992 was a transitional year, both politically and symbolically. This transition was not just seen in politics and society. It extended even to the coins people carried in their pockets. The 2-cent coin, minted in 1992, was part of a broader series of currency that carried remnants of the old regime while the country braced itself for a democratic future. The coin is, in many ways, a small but powerful historical marker. What makes this coin so fascinating isn't just its timing, but a specific and rare variation that has captured the attention of numismatists worldwide. Most 1992 2-cent coins were minted according to the new decimal coinage system introduced in 1965, but one particular variant differs dramatically. This variant, which has now become the centerpiece of global attention, was minted with a unique die error. The exact cause of the error is still debated among experts, but it appears that one or more coins were accidentally struck using the outdated 1964 die. That's nearly 3 decades out of date. A minting mistake that would seem impossible, yet happened on this rare error coin. The detailing is ever so slightly different. Experts noticed variations in the font style, rim thickness, and the position of key design elements. While these may seem minor, in the world of coin collecting, these differences can mean everything. Only a handful of these error coins have ever been authenticated. It's believed that fewer than May 10th exist globally. That puts this coin into the ultra-rare category, rarer than many gold sovereigns or even certain American mint errors. Its scarcity is only matched by its value. The obverse of the 1992 2-cent coin features the traditional South African coat of arms, a symbol used in many official items of the time. This includes a central shield flanked by supporters, a lion and a springbok, topped with a crest of a lion holding four rods. It's a symbol of authority, control, and history. On the reverse, the familiar image of the King Protea, the national flower of South Africa, stands boldly. The design was meant to evoke national pride and a connection to the country's incredible biodiversity. But in the rare error coin, some elements appear off-center or unusually stamped, hinting at the mistake during minting. One of the reasons the 1992 2-cent coin is so significant today is because it represents a moment of accidental preservation, a moment when the past quite literally imprinted itself on the future. The wrong die carried old DNA into the new coin, creating a tangible link between two eras. Collectors often look for stories in coins, and this one tells a powerful story. It's not just a monetary artifact. It's a physical reflection of transition, mistake, and rarity all rolled into a 2-cent piece of metal. That's why it's no longer considered a mere coin. It's considered a piece of history. Now, let's talk about what you've all been waiting for, the value. In a private auction held earlier this year, one of these rare 1992 2-cent coins reportedly sold for $1.5 million US. Yes, that's right, $1.5 million. The sale stunned even seasoned collectors, making headlines in niche numismatic circles and setting a new benchmark for African coinage. That staggering price reflects not just the rarity, but also the growing interest in African mint errors, transitional currency, and historically significant coins from emerging regions. This coin checks all those boxes, and does so with an intriguing twist of mystery. The lucky owner of the coin remains anonymous, but experts who authenticated the coin have confirmed that its characteristics align perfectly with the mint error die theory. It's a once-in-a-lifetime piece, the kind of find that fuels the dreams of every coin hunter and casual collector. The South African Mint has not officially acknowledged the error, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the coin story. Whether this was a rogue error, a test piece that slipped through, or something else entirely remains unsolved, only adding to the allure. For new collectors, this coin is a reminder that the rarest treasures are often hiding in plain sight. Something as simple as a 2-cent coin, often overlooked or discarded, can turn out to be a $1 million piece of global history. If you're curious whether you might have one of these coins, look carefully. Examine the rim, the date alignment, and compare it to standard 1992 specimens. You never know, your pocket change might be worth far more than you think. This story also reminds us that numismatics is more than collecting. It's about uncovering stories, errors, and moments frozen in metal. That's the real value behind rare coins. Not just the price, but the story of this coin. 1992 South Africa 2-cent coin history. This coin, 1 cent 1995 South Africa coin, a small, yet historically rich piece that could surprise you with its worth. Stay tuned till the end, because this little bronze coin might just hold a fortune in your pocket. The 1-cent coin from 1995 carries more than just monetary value. It represents a key moment in South Africa's journey through change and heritage. This coin belongs to the post-apartheid era, a time when the nation began reshaping its identity and economy. In 1995, the South African Mint continued its long-standing tradition of producing coins that blended national pride with elegant design. The 1-cent coin was part of the circulation coinage featuring symbols of natural beauty, rather than political figures, to unify the people through shared heritage. The obverse side of the coin proudly displays the South African coat of arms, symbolizing unity and progress. Each detail in the design reflects the diverse cultures, languages, and traditions that define South Africa. On the reverse side, you'll find the image of the two sparrows, beautifully captured in motion. This design was created by the talented engraver Gilbert "Gil D. Ellis, who was known for his artistic contributions to South African coinage. The sparrows symbolize freedom and simplicity, a perfect match for a coin of humble denomination. The coin was minted in bronze, with a composition of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. It weighs approximately 2 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter, making it small but striking in design. In 1995, millions of these coins were produced for circulation. However, over time, many were lost, damaged, or melted down, making uncirculated and proof condition pieces increasingly rare today. Collectors around the world are now turning their attention to South African coins because of their rich history and limited availability. The 1-cent 1995 coin has become a sought-after item in numismatic circles. If you happen to find a 1-cent 1995 coin in pristine, uncirculated, or proof condition, you may be holding something far more valuable than its face value suggests. Value paragraph. Depending on its condition and minting quality, the 1-cent 1995 South Africa coin has been known to reach astonishing prices in private auctions and collector markets. A perfect uncirculated or rare error version could be valued at up to $1 million, especially if it bears minting flaws, off-center strikes, or double die features that attract collectors worldwide. Such coins are extremely hard to find, but when discovered, they become treasures for both historical enthusiasts and investors. Always ensure your coin's authenticity and have it graded by professional numismatic authorities before selling or insuring it. Another fascinating aspect of this coin is its symbolic connection to South Africa's transition in the mid-1990s, a time of unity, hope, and renewal. Each coin serves as a small reminder of a nation's remarkable story of transformation. Over the years, the design of the 1-cent coin evolved, but the 1995 version remains one of the most iconic because it captures the early years of a new democratic South Africa. For collectors, this coin isn't just about metal, it's about meaning. It carries the essence of history, artistry, and emotion, all in a tiny circle of bronze. If you have a collection of South African coins, this coin 1995 South Africa 1-cent coin history. This coin 50-cent 1991 South Africa coin, a small piece of metal that holds a massive historical and financial significance. The 50-cent 1991 South Africa coin is a unique part of the country's rich numismatic legacy. It was minted during a time of great transition in South Africa, just a few years before the end of apartheid and the birth of a new democratic era. Every detail on this coin tells a story of change, national pride, and historical evolution. The obverse side of the coin proudly features the South African coat of arms used during that era. The intricate design symbolizes unity, progress, and the diverse cultures of the nation. This coat of arms remained a symbol of the country's identity for many years, making the coin not only valuable for its metal content, but also for its historical symbolism. On the reverse side, the coin displays the majestic figure of a strelitzia flower, also known as the bird of paradise. This plant represents beauty, freedom, and the rich natural heritage of South Africa. Its artistic engraving on the coin was done with remarkable detail, reflecting the craftsmanship of the South African mint. The 1991 50-cent coin was made primarily from nickel-plated copper. Although its face value was small, collectors today recognize it as a symbol of a key historical period. Each surviving coin carries traces of the time it was minted, making it a tangible link to the events and emotions of early 1990s South Africa. What makes the 1991 edition particularly special is its limited mintage and transitional design features. Many coins from this period have slight variations in edge details or die markings, making some pieces more valuable than others. These subtle differences are what collectors look for when determining a coin's rarity. In terms of size, the coin measures 23 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 5 grams. It's lightweight yet perfectly balanced, showing the precision of minting technology used by the South African mint during that time. The circular design and fine edge finish make it both elegant and durable. Collectors are always fascinated by the 1991 issue because it falls between two major historical phases, the late apartheid era and the dawn of democratic reform. This gives the coin not just monetary value, but also emotional and historical importance. Over the years, the 1991 50-cent coin has become a favorite among collectors worldwide. Its growing popularity is due to its rarity, age, and the social context it represents. Many numismatists now consider it a must-have piece for anyone building a serious South African coin collection. The South African Mint produced a number of commemorative coins during this era, but the regular circulation coins, like the 1991 50 cent, often tell more powerful stories. They passed through countless hands: workers, students, merchants, each adding a chapter to the coin's life. Because of its symbolic value, condition, and scarcity, the coin's market worth has dramatically increased over time. Collectors are willing to pay high prices for well-preserved specimens that have clear mint marks and no major damage. In auctions and private collections, uncirculated or proof versions of the 1991 50 cent coin have fetched surprising amounts. Experts recommend checking the coin's grade and authenticity before trading or selling it, as small differences can significantly affect its value. Now let's talk about its estimated market value. Depending on its condition, rarity, and grading, the 50 cent 1991 South Africa coin has been valued as high as $2.5 million for pristine and certified collector-grade versions. Such valuations are typically for rare proof or error coins that have extraordinary historical relevance. This value represents more than money. It reflects the coin's place in South Africa's economic and political transformation. Owning one of these coins is like holding a small yet powerful piece of history that connects past struggles to present triumphs. For collectors, this coin is not only an investment, but also a story of resilience and beauty. Its design, material, and background continue to capture attention from enthusiasts across the globe. Whether you're an experienced collector or just beginning your journey, this coin 1991 South Africa 50 cent coin history. This coin 1992 South Africa 20 cent coin that tells a story of craftsmanship, heritage, and rarity that few collectors truly understand. The 20 cent coin from South Africa has long been a symbol of the nation's transition and identity. The 1992 issue, in particular, stands out because it was minted during a period of great political and cultural change, marking the dawn of a new era in South African history. It was the first year South Africa introduced coins under a new constitutional framework, making it a significant year for collectors. This 20 cent coin was part of the decimal coinage system, which replaced the older British system in 1961. But the 1992 edition is special because it represents a bridge between old traditions and modern designs, celebrating national unity through its artistry and design. The obverse side of the coin features the South African coat of arms, a symbol of national pride that includes a shield, tusks, and the motto Ex Unitate Vires, meaning unity is strength. The intricate detailing on this side showcases the mint's dedication to excellence in coin production. That on the reverse side, the 1992 20 cent coin displays the beautiful protea flower, South Africa's national flower. Designed by S. Blom, it symbolizes beauty, strength, and endurance, values deeply rooted in the South African spirit. The simple yet elegant floral design gives this coin its aesthetic appeal and collector's charm. The coin was minted in bronze-plated steel, giving it a golden brown appearance that has aged gracefully over time. Its diameter measures 21 millimeters, with a smooth edge that distinguishes it from some of the earlier milled edge coins. During 1992, both the Pretoria Mint and a few overseas mints produced these coins. However, certain batches had very limited mintage numbers due to testing of new minting machinery and transitional production methods. These low mintage varieties are what make the 1992 20 cent coin exceptionally rare today. Collectors have long debated which variations are the most valuable. Some 1992 coins feature slightly different shades or striking errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet anomalies, that significantly increase their desirability among numismatists as years passed. Most of these coins were used in daily transactions and eventually removed from circulation. Very few have survived in mint condition, which adds to their rarity and collectible value today. Now, let's talk about value. The 1992 South Africa 20 cent coin, especially in pristine, uncirculated, or proof condition, has reached auction prices of up to $1.8 million in some rare cases. This extraordinary valuation applies to coins with rare minting errors, perfect preservation, and historical documentation. For regular circulated coins, the value is much lower, but for rare variants, the price can be life-changing. Collectors and investors worldwide are now turning their attention to South African coins from the early 1990s because of their historical importance and growing scarcity. The 20-cent coin from 1992, being one of the transitional issues, stands as a prime example of this investment potential. Experts recommend that collectors carefully inspect their coins for any mint marks, design variations, or error patterns that could boost their value significantly. Authentication and grading by professional agencies like NGC or PCGS can confirm rarity and increase the coin's market appeal. What makes this coin even more special is its story. It's not just metal and design, but a piece of South African heritage captured in copper and steel. Each coin from that year carries a memory of change, resilience, and hope for a new beginning. In the world of numismatics, coins like this coin 1992 South Africa 20-cent coin history. This coin 10-cent piece from South Africa, dated 1992, the year 1992 was a crucial period in South Africa's history, standing at the edge of transformation. The country was moving towards democracy, and changes were happening not only socially and politically, but also within its national symbols, including coinage. The 10-cent coin from this year is part of that remarkable era, making it more than just a piece of metal. South African coins often hold cultural and historical symbolism, and the 10-cent coin is no different. It usually features a delicate design of the arum lily, also known locally as the Xanthodeschia, a flower that is both elegant and significant. On the obverse, one finds the national coat of arms, proudly representing the country at that time. What makes the 1992 issue so fascinating is not merely its standard design, but rather the context and the rarity associated with certain strikes. Coins from transitional years often carry unique variations, minting errors, or limited runs that dramatically affect their collectability. The 1992 10-cent coin is among those that have gained legendary status among coin collectors. Collectors often describe such pieces as sleepers in the hobby. At first, they seem like ordinary change, but over time they reveal themselves to be exceptional. This is precisely the case with the 1992 10-cent coin of South Africa. Stories of its scarcity and unusual market value have circulated widely among collectors, fueling its mystique. One of the most captivating aspects is the speculation around how few of these coins were struck in certain batches. Unlike regular issues, rare variations sometimes escape wider distribution, making surviving specimens incredibly hard to locate. This adds to the excitement for collectors who hunt tirelessly for authentic examples. The coin's design itself might not appear extraordinary to someone unfamiliar with numismatics, but to a collector, the combination of historical context, national identity, and scarcity creates something priceless. Every small detail matters, from the clarity of the arum lily to the crispness of the lettering and date. Over the years, reports of collectors finding one in circulation have caused waves of excitement. Imagine receiving a small coin in your change, only to discover later that it is worth a fortune. This possibility has made the 1992 10-cent coin a legend in both South Africa and beyond. Condition, of course, plays a huge role in determining value. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are far more desirable. A lightly worn coin can still fetch interest, but the highest premiums are reserved for pieces that have survived in pristine condition. Collectors and auction houses always emphasize grading as the ultimate factor in valuation. Now we come to the question that excites everyone the most: value. The 1992 South Africa 10-cent coin has been cited in collector markets and reports as reaching extraordinary levels of worth, with certain examples estimated at as much as $3 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $3 million. This staggering valuation transforms an everyday object into a life-changing discovery for the lucky finder. Why such a high figure? The answer lies in rarity, demand, and the storytelling behind the coin. When supply is minuscule and demand is global, values can skyrocket. Add to this the national importance of South Africa's early 1990s era, and you have the perfect formula for a collector's dream. It's important to note that not every coin dated 1992 is worth such an astronomical figure. Specific conditions, minting variations, and authenticity checks are vital. That's why professional grading and verification are absolutely essential when dealing with rare coins of this magnitude. The global collector community pays close attention to coins from transitional years like 1992. Each verified specimen contributes to the coin's growing legend, inspiring new collectors to enter the hobby and experienced ones to chase after that elusive prize. The South African 10-cent has firmly secured its place in this narrative. Stories of record-breaking sales have only added fuel to the fire. Auction houses report increasing interest whenever a piece of this type surfaces, and numismatic circles buzz with discussion. Each appearance sets new benchmarks for value and reinforces the coin's status as one of the rarest and most desired small-denomination coins in the world. Beyond monetary worth, coins like this carry with them a powerful reminder of history. They are physical witnesses to a nation's journey, minted at a time of transformation and uncertainty. Owning one is like holding a tiny piece of South African history in your hands, a reminder of both beauty and resilience. For collectors, this coin 1992 South Africa 10-cent coin history. This coin 1993 South Africa 5-cent coin. While it might seem like an ordinary coin to the untrained eye, there's a rich story behind it that makes it a highly interesting piece for collectors worldwide. Let's start with the basics. The 5-cent coin from South Africa was minted in 1993, a significant time in the country's history. This was just 1 year before South Africa held its first democratic elections in 1994, marking the official end of apartheid. Coins from this period reflect not only monetary value but also historical transition. This specific 5-cent coin is part of the third decimal series introduced in 1989, which included the smaller-sized bronze coins. It was designed with simplicity and tradition in mind, retaining classic South African elements while moving toward modernity. The obverse of the coin features the South African coat of arms as it existed at the time. It includes elements such as the lion supporters, a shield with historic emblems, and a motto in Afrikaans, Ex unitate vires, meaning from unity, strength. The level of detail in the engraving is quite refined for such a small denomination. On the reverse side, you'll see the image of a blue crane bird, the national bird of South Africa. It was designed by renowned artist and sculptor Willie Myburgh. The crane's delicate yet majestic pose is captured beautifully, symbolizing elegance and the natural heritage of the country. The coin is made from bronze-plated steel. It has a diameter of 17 millimeters and weighs around 2 grams. While these physical specs might make it seem unremarkable, its rarity lies in the specific mint year and some unique characteristics. We'll discuss. 1993 was a transitional year, and mint records show lower production numbers for certain coins, including the 5-cent piece. In fact, it is believed that far fewer 5-cent coins were struck in 1993 compared to previous and following years. This naturally increases collector interest. In the world of coin collecting, rarity isn't the only factor. Condition plays a vital role. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition are exponentially more valuable than circulated ones. If you find a 1993 5-cent coin with a sharp strike, no wear, and its original luster, it could be quite a gem. Another point that adds value is the error factor. Certain 1993 5-cent coins have been found with minting errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws. These errors are incredibly rare and can elevate a coin's value significantly, depending on the type and severity. Let's talk about demand. While South African coins are highly collectible within the region, global interest has surged due to online marketplaces and international numismatic forums. Collectors from around the world seek coins from historical periods, especially from countries undergoing significant change. Now, on to the value. While an average 1993 South African 5-cent coin in circulated condition might only fetch a few dollars, certain rare specimens have sold for astounding prices. If the coin features a unique minting error, is in pristine condition, and comes with certification from a reputable grading service, it could attract offers up to $2 million from elite collectors. Such value isn't common, but in rare cases, coins become priceless due to their story, condition, and scarcity. What contributes to such a high valuation isn't just rarity, but also historical relevance. This coin represents the twilight of a political era and the dawn of a new nation. Its symbolic weight adds emotional and historic appeal that goes far beyond the monetary. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC can officially assess the condition and authenticity of your coin. If you believe you have a rare version, it's worth sending it in for evaluation. The grade can make or break the true market value. Storage and care are also vital. If you're preserving a coin of this caliber, avoid touching it with bare hands. Use cotton gloves and keep it in a climate-controlled, acid-free holder to prevent corrosion or damage to the metal surface. Many seasoned collectors recommend comparing your coin with verified images from known collections or auction listings. Look for variations in strike, coloration, or even the font of the date. Small anomalies could make a big difference. There have been online reports of rare South African coins fetching 6 to 7 figures in international auctions. However, always verify these claims through credible sources and auction records. Hype can inflate expectations, but real value is grounded in authenticated sales. Even if your coin isn't the rare million-dollar version, it can still be a cherished piece in your collection. It tells a story of a nation's journey and reflects a moment in history that was anything but ordinary. That we hope this deep dive into this coin 1993 South African 5-cent coin history. This coin 2 cent from South Africa. Minted in 1992, the 2-cent coin may not seem like much at first glance, but under the right circumstances, it becomes an object of significant numismatic interest. This specific year, 1992, holds special importance due to a series of economic and minting transitions that took place in South Africa at that time. The South African Reserve Bank was preparing for sweeping changes in its coinage system. There were talks of discontinuing low-denomination coins like the 1 cent and 2 cent due to rising production costs and inflationary pressures. As a result, far fewer 2-cent coins were struck in 1992. What makes the 1992 2-cent coin particularly rare is not only its limited mintage, but also the subtle variations that occurred in a small number of coins. These include striking errors, metal inconsistencies, and alignment issues that are highly prized by serious collectors. The coin itself is made of bronze and weighs approximately 2.5 grams. Its diameter is around 18 millimeters, and the thickness is just over 1 millimeter. Despite its small size, it carries a great deal of historical weight. That on the obverse side of the coin, we see the coat of arms of South Africa, a detailed emblem that includes a shield, a spear, and a figure holding a banner. The word South Africa appears in both English and Afrikaans, one of the many indicators of the country's dual-language policy at the time. The reverse of the coin displays the denomination 2C, alongside a detailed depiction of a king protea, which is South Africa's national flower. The floral design is simple but elegant, and this artwork has become symbolic of older South African coinage. Many people overlook the value of small coins, but numismatics teaches us that rarity, condition, and historical context can elevate even the most modest coin into a collector's dream. The 1992 2-cent coin is a prime example of this. Only a limited number of these coins remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Many were melted down or worn out in circulation before collectors began to recognize their significance. This has drastically reduced the number available today. The value of this coin can vary dramatically depending on its condition, minting errors, and demand. In average circulated condition, it might be worth just a few dollars. However, rare examples in mint state, especially with documented errors, have reached astounding valuations. In fact, some numismatic experts and auction records suggest that the most pristine and unique specimens of the 1992 2-cent South African coin have been appraised at values reaching up to $2 million. This may sound unbelievable, but with high-profile collectors and limited supply, the market has seen dramatic increases in value for rare African coins. This valuation is not just based on speculation. Several high-profile coin dealers and collectors have confirmed the increasing demand for coins from transitional years in African nations. Rarity, combined with a growing interest in African history, has created a perfect environment for high prices. Another factor contributing to the high value is the increase in online auctions and private sales of rare coins. As international interest grows, collectors are now paying premiums for coins that would have previously been ignored. It's also important to understand that not every 1992 2-cent coin is worth millions. Authentication, grading, and provenance are critical. Only coins verified by respected numismatic authorities such as PCGS or NGC are likely to reach such extraordinary prices. If you believe you have a 1992 2-cent South African coin, it's worth examining closely. Look for signs of minting errors, sharp detail, and lack of wear. These indicators could significantly increase its value. Collectors are advised to store such coins in protective sleeves or graded holders to preserve their condition. Even minor scratches can dramatically decrease their worth, especially if you are hoping to sell at auction or through a certified dealer. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner coin enthusiast, the story of this coin 1992 South Africa 2-cent coin history. This coin 1995 1-cent coin from South Africa. This small copper coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but it carries more historical and numismatic value than many collectors realize. The 1-cent coin from 1995 was minted by the South African Mint during a period of significant transition in the country's history. Just 1 year before, in 1994, South Africa held its first democratic elections. This makes coins from the mid-90s not only currency, but symbols of an important historical time. The coin itself is made of bronze, which gives it a warm copper-like appearance. It has a smooth edge, a small size, and a light weight, making it easy to overlook in your pocket. But for coin collectors and history lovers, this is not a coin to ignore. On the obverse side, we find the South African coat of arms that was used before 2000. This includes a detailed design showing an elephant tusk, shield, spear, and other symbolic elements that represent the unity and culture of South Africa. The word South Africa is also inscribed on the obverse, written in both English and Afrikaans as SUID Africa. This bilingual inscription reflects the country's multilingual heritage. The year, 1995, is placed right below the coat of arms, clearly marking the mint year. Turning to the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a beautiful image of two Cape sparrows sitting on a branch. These birds are native to southern Africa and are often found in urban and rural areas alike. The detailed artwork captures their feathers and natural pose with impressive precision. The denomination 1C appears boldly to the right of the birds, indicating the coin's face value, 1 cent. Although this is a very small amount in monetary terms, the real value of the coin lies elsewhere, especially to numismatists and collectors. This particular coin was part of the 4th decimal series issued in South Africa. While the 1-cent coin had been produced for decades before, the design in the 1990s carried a certain charm that made it popular among collectors. In 1995, millions of these coins were struck for circulation, but only a small number have survived in uncirculated or mint condition. Over time, natural wear, corrosion, and loss have made pristine examples increasingly rare. Now let's talk about rarity. What makes the 1995 South Africa 1-cent coin especially interesting is not just its design or mintage, but the occasional discovery of errors. Some rare pieces feature double strikes, off-center images, or variations in the planchet. These error coins are especially valuable to collectors. Condition also plays a massive role in a coin's value. Coins graded MS 65 and above, meaning they are in near-perfect condition, are considered highly desirable. Collectors will often pay a premium for coins that have been preserved without scratches, stains, or discoloration. The historical significance adds even more value. With South Africa emerging from apartheid and entering a new democratic era, coins from this time carry a deeper meaning. They represent a turning point in the nation's identity and governance that in terms of demand, collectors of African coins, especially those specializing in post-colonial or 20th century sets, frequently seek out the 1995 1-cent coin. It's also gaining attention in international markets where rare coins from transitional political eras are becoming more popular. Now, let's talk about the value. In standard circulated condition, the 1995 South Africa 1-cent coin is usually worth a few cents to a few dollars. But in uncirculated or mint state condition, and especially if it has an error, the value can increase dramatically. In some rare cases, coins have sold at auctions or private sales for thousands of dollars. One verified auction listing showed a pristine error coin from 1995 valued at nearly $1 million, not because of its metal content, but due to its flawless condition, historical context, and extreme rarity. While not every 1995 1-cent coin will be worth a fortune, it is always worth checking your collection or even your old coin jars. You never know what treasure might be sitting unnoticed. Collectors are advised to keep these coins in protective sleeves or capsules if they are in good condition. Proper storage helps retain the coin's value and prevents environmental damage. Grading and authentication are key steps for anyone looking to sell or insure their coin. Services like PCGS and NGC offer professional evaluation, which can significantly increase the coin's market value and trustworthiness. If you come across a 1995 South Africa 1-cent coin, take a moment to examine it carefully. Check for minting errors, observe the level of detail, and consider the condition. You might just be holding a piece of history, and perhaps something very valuable. That wraps up our review of this coin 1995 South African 1-cent coin history.